Welcome to our video, the role of climate change in increasing the spread of zoonotic diseases. As our planet continues to warm, the delicate balance between humans, wildlife, and ecosystems is being disrupted, leading to an uptick in diseases that can jump from animals to humans. In this video, we'll explore how factors such as habitat disruption, vector range expansion, and altered migration patterns contribute to the growing threat of zoonotic diseases. Join us as we delve into the intricate connections between climate change and public health, and examine how our changing world affects the spread of these infectious diseases. 1. Habitat disruption. One of the most immediate effects of climate change is habitat disruption. As temperatures rise and habitats are altered or destroyed, wildlife is forced to migrate into human-inhabited areas. This migration increases the likelihood of zoonotic diseases being transmitted due to closer interactions between humans and animals. For instance, deforestation and urban expansion have pushed wildlife into urban settings, making encounters with disease-carrying animals more frequent. This encroachment disrupts natural barriers that once kept humans and wildlife apart, allowing pathogens to leap between species with alarming ease. 2. Vector range expansion. Warmer global temperatures facilitate the expansion of vectors like mosquitoes and ticks into new regions. These vectors are carriers of diseases such as malaria, dengue, and Lyme disease, which were previously confined to specific geographic areas. As these vectors move into new environments, they introduce diseases to populations that may have no prior exposure or immunity. This expansion not only poses a direct health risk to humans but also affects local wildlife and livestock, creating a vicious cycle of disease transmission. 3. Prolonged vector activity. In addition to expanding their range, warmer temperatures also extend the active seasons of vectors. This means that mosquitoes and ticks remain active for longer periods, increasing the window during which diseases can be transmitted. In regions where winters were once harsh enough to curb vector populations, mild seasons now allow these carriers to thrive year-round. This prolonged activity elevates the risk of disease outbreaks, putting both human and animal populations in constant danger of infection. 4. Biodiversity loss. Climate change is a significant driver of biodiversity loss, which has profound implications for zoonotic disease transmission. Diverse ecosystems act as buffers, preventing any one species from dominating. However, as biodiversity diminishes, zoonotic reservoirs like rodents or bats can proliferate unchecked, increasing the risk of pathogen spillover. A reduction in biodiversity also disrupts ecological balances, creating conditions where diseases can spread more easily among remaining species, including humans. 5. Altered migration pattern. Shifts in climate conditions force migratory animals to change their routes, sometimes introducing pathogens to new areas. When these animals move into regions where local populations lack immunity, it can lead to outbreaks of diseases that were once foreign to those areas. This unintentional spread of pathogens by migratory species exemplifies the complex interactions between climate change and disease dynamics, highlighting the need for vigilant monitoring and proactive measures. 6. Deforestation and land use changes. Human activities such as deforestation and land use changes exacerbate the spread of zoonotic diseases. Clearing forests for agriculture or development brings humans and livestock closer to wildlife habitats, raising the chances of zoonotic spillover events. As natural habitats shrink, animals are forced into closer proximity with human settlements, increasing the likelihood of pathogen transmission. This trend underscores the importance of sustainable development practices that consider the health of ecosystems and their inhabitants. 7. Waterborne pathogens. Climate change also affects the prevalence of waterborne zoonotic pathogens. Rising temperatures and altered precipitation patterns enhance the growth of pathogens like leptospirosis in contaminated water supplies. These pathogens can cause outbreaks in human populations, particularly in areas with inadequate water sanitation infrastructure. As climate change continues to alter global water systems, the risk of waterborne diseases is likely to rise, necessitating improved water management and sanitation efforts. 8. Urbanization pressure. Climate-driven migration leads to increased urban population density, creating environments where zoonotic diseases can spread rapidly. Crowded living conditions facilitate the transmission of diseases, particularly in areas with limited healthcare resources. As cities swell with new arrivals seeking refuge from climate impacts, the need for robust public health measures becomes increasingly urgent. Effective urban planning and healthcare infrastructure are vital to managing the risk of zoonotic disease outbreaks in densely populated areas. 9. Weakened wildlife immunity. Environmental stress caused by climate change can suppress wildlife immune systems, making animals more susceptible to diseases. Stressed animals are more likely to harbor pathogens that can spill over to humans. This weakened immunity among wildlife populations underscores the interconnectedness of ecosystems and human health. Ensuring the resilience of wildlife through conservation efforts can help mitigate the risk of diseases crossing into human populations. 10. Permafrost thaw. Space agencies, including NASA, actively monitor GRBs using satellites like the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope. While we can detect these bursts and study their effects, there is currently no way to prevent or mitigate the impact of a nearby GRB. It's a cosmic conundrum, highlighting our vulnerability in the face of such powerful natural phenomena. Despite our technological advancements, some forces in the universe remain beyond our control.